Otakar's boy Roman found her and brought her here. She's only 16, for God's sake. I promised her that I'd help her in any way I could if she would help me find the killer. So she opened up and told me her story. Can I keep this?
Yes.
I'm Gustav McPherson. I'm a private eye hired to help find and arrest the person who attacked you.
I'm Vladana Tominova. I haven't said that in a long time. I'm usually just Vladana.
Do you feel up to a few questions? I can always come back later.
No, that's okay. You can ask me questions if you wish, but I'm afraid I won't be much help.
Besides the sketch you gave me, can you describe your attacker with a little more detail?
The top hat was black, and so was his cloak. The mask was silver-white. It had motifs on it, but nothing I can describe accurately.
Holy crap! The killer really was dressing exactly the same.
When were you attacked?
About 2 months ago.
Where did it happen?
It happened near the park. I was coming back from Mark's studio, and...
Take your time.
It was very foggy that evening. I heard someone walking in front of me. I could hear his footsteps getting closer and closer. I stopped when I suddenly saw a silhouette appear behind the fog. A man in a top hat wearing a dark cloak was standing in front of me. I froze. I couldn't move. I was absolutely terrified.
What happened next?
He approached slowly. I noticed that he was wearing a mask when he walked out of the fog. He looked like death itself. I hadn't noticed how close he had come to me. He took a swift swing at me. As he did, I let out a scream. At first I thought he had missed me, but then I noticed the metallic taste in my mouth. I put my hand to my face and looked at it. It was full of blood. Then I felt a cold sensation in my chest, followed by a sharp pain. Then another. Then another. I screamed what seemed to be my last breath. I fainted after that. I woke up in here. He'd stabbed me over and over. It's a miracle I'm still alive.
How did you end up here in this joint?
Roman found me. He was the one who scared off the killer. He heard me screaming, so he ran in the direction of the commotion. I don't know much about that. You should ask him.
You mentioned earlier that you left Mark's place the night you were attacked. Who's Mark?
Mark is a local artist. Most of the girls know him. I think he's painted all of us at least once.
Was Mark acting strange that night, or was it business as usual?
Everything was fine until Inspector Skalnic showed up.
Inspector Skalnic talked to Mark. What did they talk about?
I didn't really pay attention to what they were saying, but they were arguing about something. When Skalnic left, Mark told me to get dressed and leave. He told me he wasn't feeling well enough to continue.
Was he angry?
He was, but he made a good effort not to show it. So I left quietly without saying a word besides good night.
In general, Mark was always nice.
Yes, always cordial, very polite and well-behaved. He would give us double what we charge a client for the time we spent posing. It was a lot better work, let me tell you. I only posed for him once, and I wish I could do it again.
Where can I find Mark?
His studio is in front of the canal near the old wall.
Well, thanks for answering my pesky questions.
You're welcome.
Take care of yourself, Vladana.
And you be careful too.
Thanks, I will.
So, there's a painter named Mark? There's no way it could be the same Mark in the present day. That just is impossible. Like, it couldn't be. Could it? And the top hat and black cloak leaves an obvious suspect, but... Well, I guess he could be faking his, injuries. Where's the dog? Yeah, we don't want to linger around here with that guard dog around. Let's go. Wait, who put all the boxes back? That's weird. Somebody put all the boxes back? Who did that? And why? Not sure what to make of this. Perhaps you would, care to apologize?
Hi, Peter.
Hi! Seems you got away from raw meat.
Do you scare your new friends like that all the time?
I'm sorry for what happened. The chain doesn't usually break. It was funny to see your face, though. I always do the same gag to the new guys.
You are like a cartoon character.
What do you do for Otakar besides roughing people up?
I hurt people that Autocar doesn't like I did to you.
Yes, well, that's what I meant. Besides hurting people, what do you do for them?
No besides, I just hurt them. You're not very quick. But you make me laugh.
Okay, I guess that's my cue, Peter. I'll leave you to your hurting people. But I think you should cut down on the raw meat gag. I need a new pair of shorts.
Oh, that reminds me. I have to fix the chain.
Wow. I think that you might have some kind of developmental disability, friend. I'm glad you were able to find work anyway, but I just wish it were doing something that wasn't this.
What's the name of the boat? The Pequod.
Does that mean something? Yeah, I guess all ships end up wrecks eventually, like everything in the slums of Prague. Mark's place. Of course, it couldn't be the same Mark. But perhaps they're related. What the? Oh, a vision. Okay. Well, cool and calm-like. If we run, maybe Mark will think he has some kind of upper hand, like we're intimidated or scared. Wait a minute. This is the lingerie shop. Hold on, what? Well, we can't get to the map here. What's going on? This is the lingerie shop, right?
I shouldn't bother him.
Yeah. Hold on, what? Okay, forget not running. Run over here. What's going on? Where's a policeman? I thought they said Mark lived near the docks. Well, whatever. Guess we're just stopping here first? Was that vision all we were meant to get out of this? I'm very confused, although that has been a recurring element in this one. Hold on. Wait just a second. So, where's our journal? Chapter 2, The Persistence of Memory. Then here, the junkyard. And he hates dogs. So far, so good with Kubina. But then, what's going on here? Well, did he not record the conversation he just had? You know what? Let's just go straight to that weird homeless guy since he matches the suspect's description. Might as well, right? I mean, wait, why did I go that way? Is there anything back here? Didn't think so. But might as well check over here. The guy is so suspicious after all. Now that we know the murderer really does wear a black cloak and top hat. Which seems like just what you wouldn't wear to go around a sewer, and sure enough, he's gone anyway. Oh. Okay.
Hello? Hello?
Yes?
Sorry about this. I knocked and the door opened, so I came in.
That's quite all right. And you are...
I'm Gus McPherson. I'm a private detective hired to help out with the local murders.
Really? A genuine private dick, and I can tell by your accent you're American, too. This adds so much to the authenticity of the stereotype. The name is Mark Ackerman. Pleased to meet you.
I can't quite say the same about you.
Likewise.
Oh.
Are you British?
No, I'm a Yank, just like you are. The accent is due to living in England throughout most of my childhood. You see, Daddy is an ambassador. I sort of picked it up along the way. I hardly notice it anymore.
Marc? Qui est-ce?
Stay in your position, Apollina, please.
Do you have time for a few questions?
For just a few, yes, of course. It's sort of exciting, this private detective stuff.
I'm sorry, but I have to ask this. Did you ever employ these women other than for modeling?
I was always professional, Mr. McPherson. I never touched those women.
Again, I apologize, but I have to ask these types of questions.
It's quite all right, I understand.
This was a while back, but do you remember when Inspector Skalnic came here to talk to you? Actually, according to rumor, you had an argument with him. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
And do you mind telling me what it was about?
Not at all. He accused me of being, as you put it so eloquently earlier, the local problem.
He accused you of being the killer.
Yes, can you believe the gall? I mean, really, me, a killer? It's totally preposterous.
Did he elaborate on his theory?
Not really. He only confronted me. He didn't present any proof or real evidence to support his allegations. I'm afraid you'll have to ask him about his little hypothesis.
Marc, j'en ai marre!
Well, I believe that's my cue.
Yes, indeed. I must get back to work before...
Yes, I know. Thanks for answering my questions. Can I come back later, maybe when you're less busy?
Certainly. As I mentioned before, your best bet is to talk to Inspector Skalnic.
Well, again, my thanks.
You're quite welcome. And good luck.
I don't know. He seems about as suspicious as the, man in the top hat and cloak. Feel kind of weird leaving Apollina with him. So she speaks French? It's odd because so far all of the dialogue has been translated into English. Presumably they're in Prague, right? So what, they're speaking Czech or something? Well, now what? Yeah, Mark's place is right next to the lingerie shop. Guess to the police station then, right? Where else would we go? Well, I mean, the guy could just be a, painter, painting prostitutes. A lot of real-life painters did. I wouldn't be surprised if, Gus did.
Hey, friend.
Mr. McPherson, what can I do for you?
I'd like to talk to your boss. Is he in now?
As a matter of fact, he is. Are you gonna pester him with annoying questions?
How'd you know?
A wild guess. Go right in, my friend. It's up the stairs at the end of the hall to your right.
Thanks.
Thank you. I was going to say it was our job to ask annoying questions, but hey, he seemed way ahead of us. So, up the stairs, huh? I'm surprised he's not doing any paperwork or something back there. We can go in here? Why would we? Yeah, why the heck would we go in here? Why did it sound like there were bats inside the jail? That doesn't make sense. Or were those rats? I'm not too familiar with rats. Though I was born, I think, in a year of the rat. Skalnic. The man. The legend.
I think everyone has at least a couple of these.
What, books? I have quite a few books myself.
Inspector Skalnic?
If it isn't the knight in shining armor.
You son of a...
What do you want, McPherson? I was on my way out.
I'd like to ask you about Mark, the local artist.
What about him?
Well, I thought I remember you saying that you had no suspects related to these crimes. And this charming gentleman says otherwise.
What did he say exactly?
He said that you accused him of the crimes. May I ask why?
Yes, I considered him a suspect. Wouldn't you?
It doesn't matter what I think.
That's all the time I have for you.
Fine. Can you at least lend me the files on the other victims?
No, McPherson.
Why not? I just want to consult them. Hey, I thought we were working to...
No, we are not. I work for the mayor, not the whores.
Well, now, it seems we work for the same kind of people, except my clients have character and honesty.
This concludes our conversation. I have business elsewhere.
At least we waved goodbye to him, even if we're just kind of casually insulting him. Where's Skalnic going? The thing about Skalnic is there's something off about him. Of course, it makes sense he wouldn't just lend police files to this random foreigner private detective, but where else does he have business, though? I mean, there are a lot of places. This is another one that wouldn't have occurred to me. Just go back
Cass,
in.
I need another favor.
What can I do?
I need to get some files from Skalnic's office. Can you let me in?
I'm afraid I can't do that, my friend. That could mean my job.
Ah, come on. For old time's sake.
No, really, I can't help you. But maybe the workers on the side of the building can help you?
All right. Thanks for the tip.
Have a nice evening.
On the side of the building? What's he talking about? Workers? There's a side of the building? Well, of course there's a side of the building. Every building has sides. But what workers? Are there like... Oh, they're construction workers. This just rope? What do you do? Wow. Oh. This will probably be easier. Or not really. I don't know how anyone could have the strength to climb a rope. It's pretty incredible to me. But of course, I'm not the private dick. Huh?
I have to manage a way up.
Yeah, using the rope. Or not.
I have to manage a way up.
And you're not gonna do it with the rope? Why not? Why won't you do it with the rope? Come on, Gus. Work with me. What the heck am I supposed to do then? It would seem that the only things here is this, where we got the rope, and the rope. But we can't use the rope. Is there something unusual about the rope? I mean, it just looks like a rope to me. Oh, I see. We're gonna make like a grappling hook kind of thing. Right? I'd be on board with that. There we go. Okay. You're a pretty athletic guy, even though you're an artist. Whoa, 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 whoa! Beautiful. So what in here can we take? Here's a note. Oh wait, no, here, keys! We're officially criminals now. It would hardly be surprising if we were the killers. I mean, certainly we're acting in a very suspicious manner. They locked? I guess so. But this'll get us those files. Wait, another ring? Okay, that is very suspicious. Or I guess not, I mean, he's a cop and he might have just found another one of the rings at the crime scene. Go out the window, man. Well, most likely no one's gonna suspect us. Well, obviously our friend will, but Kaz is just one man. So there are a few places we have to go investigate. I'm going to start with that area over in the burnt part of town. Yeah, here. It was right here, wasn't it? So, the picture of the victim in the burnt neighborhood. So there's the corpse. She was probably drowned in this water. There's Kaz, and there's Skalnic talking to, who is that? I think that's Melina, right? I think so.
I don't see anything unusual.
Well, how about with the water?
That bath was empty at the time.
Okay, now that is weird. Never mind, I guess she couldn't have been drowned in this if it was empty.
This message was carved recently. Someone is leaving breadcrumbs.
Knows what? Wow, this is a similar modus operandi to the guy that Gus McPherson's granddaughter is after. Or will be after. Or, yeah, is after, since this is a sort of imagination of what happened in the past. Huh. What disgusting insults to be levying against people. Crude, vile, gendered insults. Which are made a lot worse, of course, by the fact that, there's a murder going on. That it was murdered. And then they carved that in. And wait a minute. Hold on, I just noticed the map is sitting on the pavement. Is he just setting the map down on the ground? And also, now that I think about it, this is a pretty terrible looking road map. This doesn't look like what they would be using in the 20s. This looks like something from the 1820s. I assume. I never read a road map from the 1920s. This is the bridge where that body was found, right?
Yes, I'm fine. Didn't we talk about you staying at home safely, behind a bolted door?
Yes, we did, but we also talked about me going to see the doctor.
Ah, yes, I remember that. So what did the doc say? Did he find the problem?
Well, yes, he did.
So what's wrong?
Can I ask you a very serious question?
Okay, now I'm worried. What is it?
How serious are we?
How serious? Well, why do you ask?
Just answer the question.
I'm sorry, Ida, but where's this going?
I think you know where it's going.
Me?
Yes, of course I love you. Actually, love is too small a word. I lure you, I lurve you, I lobe you.
I'm pregnant.
Really?
Yes, really. That's why I've been sick for the last couple of weeks.
I see.
What do you want to do?
Well, there's only one thing we can do.
Which is?
Let's get married.
Really?
Let's do it in New York. I have some friends and family that can help us get started.
Oh, Gus, you're wonderful.
Wow. I mean, you sure decided that quickly. And anyway, I now see it was a different bridge. So, here. Wow. I'm amazed the corpse didn't wash away. Maybe the river wasn't flowing quite so strong on that day, huh? So the victim was on this bridge.
I didn't see anything unusual.
How can you tell from there? Well, okay. What else is there? How about this bench? Hate to imagine it was the one Ida was just sitting on, but it's not, so that's why we're not looking at that one.
Looks like the benches have been changed. Now where are the old ones?
Well, that's weird. Why would the benches have been changed? Now, I think we should look around some more, but I feel like it doesn't expect us to. So we'll be on our way then. Come to think of it, how did Ida find us here? He took the news of her being pregnant pretty well. I would take that as... Well, actually, hold on. Stay at the bridge for a moment. I need to check on this. So the bridge, the burnt neighborhood, and the park. Which, that was everything then. Like, we've already looked around the park, although this is a different photo of the park. But what new could we get? Well, what am I saying? Of course we can get something new. We're a detective. I do get a bad feeling about this Mark person, though. Hey, where's, well, you know what happened to Apollina. I'm sorry, but you think Mark is not a weird-looking guy?
Hello again.
Hello, Mr. McPherson.
Can you help me out with something?
Of course.
I want you to take a look at this picture. Do you remember what happened that day?
Yes, I remember. How can I forget it? I'm the one who found Katerina. Inspector Skalnic asked me a few questions.
At that particular time, was there something out of the ordinary? Something you might have seen that struck you as odd? Or maybe something you know about the area that no one else does?
The only thing I saw that seemed out of place is that Inspector Skalnic threw something into the sewers.
Well, that's very odd.
Did you see what it was?
No, he turned his back and he let something drop. I saw it fall between his legs. It was something shiny because it caught my eye.
Well, thanks a lot for your help.
You're welcome.
That's strange. I don't think she was standing with her back to it when we arrived here. I guess we're not going to look around the park again then. Well, okay, so he dropped something into the sewer, huh? Skalnic, you get more suspicious all the time. Is he somehow in cahoots with the killer? Because we theorized earlier the killer was looking around the sewers. You're going in? Are you sure this is a good idea? I mean, can you imagine the stink? Yeah, he's just going in. This is incredibly dangerous. Though this is also an incredibly spacious sewer. Does Prague really have sewers like this? Another ring. Are the rings some sort of signal?
Strange. Someone locked this recently. The lock is brand new.
I could barely hear you. In any case, I don't like this place. And not just because of the stink. Not gonna put the lid back on? Okay, fine. Let them be suspicious when they see that it's open. Are these rings some kind of signals that they use to communicate? Well, now what? Does Mark have any new information for us?
Strange. No one's there.
That is strange.
Hey, Peter.
Hello, Gustav! I like your name. It reminds me of my father.
Oh, your father's name was Gustav.
No, Michael.
I can see why you would think that. Anyways, I need to ask you a question. Did you guys ever receive some old public benches?
Yeah, we did! They're right over here! There you are!
Thank you, my very large friend.
You make me laugh!
And it's a good thing I do. I'd hate to be on your bad side. Actually, I know what that's like.
You really are something else, Peter. Also, look at this. Why didn't it make a noise when it fell down? Must be lighter than it looks. Another ring? Yep, another ring. Skalnic is in on the crime somehow. Which is, well, evil. It's terrible that he would be. Well, nice seeing you, Peter. Thanks for your help. By the way, if anyone asks, don't tell them that we were here looking for these rings. Well, actually, what if somebody asks and they're like one of the prostitutes who knows what's going on and wants to see how much we know? It could help her if she was aware that we knew about the rings. Actually. Wait, maybe we should talk to Peter some more. Yeah, you know, let's see if Peter knows anything about the rings. Well, I admit that I'm only thinking about this because I think the walkthrough said to talk to Peter again. We're getting to a point where it seems a little too needlessly obscure what I need to do, so... Yeah, I'm using the walkthrough. What the? Go away, Siri.
Why did you want to see the benches?
I was just looking for something.
Oh, okay, Michael. See you later.
My name is... never mind.
That was not worth the time. Why did I go back to do that?
Gustav,
Yes?
I'm really worried for Apollina.
Don't worry. She's with Mark, the painter.
I know, but she should have been back by now. It never takes that long to model.
You've modeled for him before?
Yes, I did, and I didn't like it very much.
Why?
I don't like him too much.
Was he mean to you?
No, actually, quite the contrary. He was always nice. Too nice. It just gives me the creeps. Anyway, can you do me a favor?
Sure.
Can you just go and look at Mark's studio?
Okay, I'll have a look. And if Apollina's there, I say...
That Milena wants to talk to you.
I'll do as you wish.
Thank you.
Once again, how did she find him? Has she been following him? It's very peculiar. Well, okay. Now, you know, earlier you commented that you thought it was strange that, well, first of all, we know nobody's in. Right? But earlier you said like, oh, hey.
No one's there. I think I'll let myself in.
Yeah. We have a lock-picking kit, right? So we do. Oh, man. Although locks varies in design and security, they all basically share the same mechanism. These lock-picking tools are easy to use and will work for most. Okay. On the inside, locks are made of many small tumblers, which fall into two categories, the regular tumblers and the master tumblers. When a regular tumbler is pressed on, an other tumbler will react either by moving upward or downward. If you release the tumbler, the reacting one will return to its original position. If you press on a master tumbler, it will lock itself and all subordinate tumblers with it. So... a regular is pressed on, another will react by moving upward or downward, and if you release the tumbler that's been pressed on, the reacting will... okay. Oh, wow. An important trick to grasp is the art of jamming tumblers. If you hold a tumbler with one lockpick and press another tumbler with your other tool, if the reacting tumbler would be the one that is currently held, it... wait, hold on. If you hold a tumbler with one lockpick and press another tumbler with your other lockpick, if the reacting tumbler would be the one that is currently held, it will jam. What? Oh, if you hold one tumbler with one lockpick, and with the other pick, you hold the tumbler that's the reacting tumbler. That's what'll cause the jam. I think. A jam tumbler will not take back its position. Okay. If you want to unjam it, you just have to give it a tug, or to press on a tumbler that will force it to react. Hold on, I thought you just said that for it to be jammed, you have to have already pressed the tumblers that... well, whatever. The tools are delicate. You cannot press on more than one tumbler at a time with a given tool. Only the tool's head can be used to press on tumblers. The key to lockpicking is to get through by ingeniously finding a way to lock all master tumblers, thus clearing a path to the end of the keyway. Wow. Okay. No, go down. Go down to this one. There's an opening right here. What the heck? I mean, okay. What? We could move it? Okay. Why didn't a tumbler react? Like, we hit this yellow tumbler, shouldn't another one react? I'm not sure I understand this puzzle. Oh, okay. So... So that's something. We've cleared up some kind of path. But why? Like, there we go. Okay. How about you go on top of this one? Well, I feel like we're just kind of going in circles at this point. So we have these two out of the way. I swear, some of the puzzles in this thing are so obtuse. It's kind of incredible. This doesn't strike me as one of them, though. This strikes me as more like an actual, legit puzzle. Alright, and now... Well, hold on, we can... I'm not sure I understand why it's sometimes one tumbler reacts and the other one doesn't react. Like, what just caused that to happen? Okay, we finally got the blue tumblers completely deactivated. Now just the yellow ones. So, is part of our psychic powers that we can see inside the lock mechanism in this way? Wow, we got for the yellow ones really quickly. Huh? I thought we just jammed the yellow ones entirely. I guess not. But how do we get through this last barrier is the question. There's something I find distinctly untrustworthy about Mark. Never mind I mean, it's one thing to draw prostitutes as, you know, nudes. I mean, it's a pretty easy way to get a nude model for your paintings. But consider, like, the poses he has them in and stuff.
I don't recognize the one on the left, but I certainly recognize the one on the right. Ida never told me she posed for him.
Huh. I guess they all knew this guy then.
The one on the left reminds me of Frantiska. On the right side, I haven't a clue.
And what about here? Who's behind the red curtain?
Vladan on the left.
Oh, wait.
Finished Apollina. The paint is still drying.
So that's Apollina, huh? I don't like this. What? Yeah, I see. So this curtain is in front of the painting of Apollina. Makes sense. What did you just take? A book? Well, in any case, let's get out of here for now. By get out of here, I mean don't read it while we're in here. That seems like a recipe for trouble. Anything back here?
Blood. Recent, too.
Well, we found our murderer. You shouldn't have left Apollina in here. I'd call the police, but they seem to be in on it. Well, the chief investigator does anyway. We better tell Melina. She's still up by the park. So, I got some bad news about Apollina. What? No! Don't run past her, you crazy guy.
So, any news?
I went inside and there was no one there.
Did you find anything?
No, but I definitely want a word with Skalnic. Miss Melina, have a pleasant evening. I'd stay off the streets if I were you.
Tell me what you found.
I found nothing. Stop worrying.
You shouldn't stay out. You really shouldn't stay out right now. The thing is, I'm not sure how much I trust Skalnic about this, or how much he'll listen to us now that we are actively being criminals. I mean, I think that these laws are just getting in the way of getting the job done here, but there's a reason they're in place, you know? They might be detrimental sometimes, but it is important that we maintain a rule of law, or else, you know, we'll basically end up as fascists with a powerful few exercising authority arbitrarily to do whatever they claim needs doing.
Thanks. I got what I needed to continue.
Anything else I can do for you?
No, not right now anyway.
Didn't you just say you wanted to talk to Skalnic? Well, I guess I'm looking at the walkthrough again, because there's no logical progression to these events at all. Oh, you kidding me? You kidding? Okay, so we have to go all the way back into his studio again, because it turns out I missed another Pixel Hunt style item in there. Like, this is getting ridiculous. Yeah, like, well, how was I supposed to have seen this?
Mr. Ackerman, your indiscretions are becoming too expensive to cover up. Your father is resigning as ambassador. You will be returning to America with him shortly. Get your affairs in order. Bell, U.S. Embassy.
Well, I guess the important thing is that now we have some kind of evidence. Okay, get out of here. We have the killer for sure, and worse, his father was covering up for him. And if he went back to New York, that would explain the later murders in New York. Great. But then who's the Mark in the present day can't possibly be the same Mark. It's so long after this. An old man couldn't do the things we saw the killer do, and sure enough, our man is gone. Skalnic, we need to talk.
Well, Inspector, are you satisfied with your last payment?
Yes, it's very adequate.
The ambassador wishes you good luck in finding the murderer. I think that concludes our agreement. Farewell, Inspector.
My thanks to the ambassador. And as far as our murderer is concerned, well, let's just say I have the perfect man to take the fall.
Why, that son of a bitch.
God. Wow, I never imagined this. I mean, this isn't the image I had of your room.
Miller, what the hell are you doing here?
I imagined something more along the lines of Hellraiser.
Christ, Miller.
Sorry, I'm in shock here. I came because the prints on the bottle and the partials match at a 99% probability. Kolar seems to be our best bet.
Really?
Yes, and I thought you'd want to pick him up.
Okay, I'll meet you over there. Wait for me before taking action.
Of course I will.
Man. The world needs more people like you, Officer Tate. His job might just be to wait there. It might be nearly Christmas and a pretty boring thing for him to be doing, but he does it anyway. What a trooper.